We welcome you live to the iCar Season Number 1 race from the Talladega Super Speedway. So cars are on the racetrack here from Talladega, and we are ready to go here tonight for the fourth to last iCar race of Season Number 1. All right, cars are on the racetrack. Practice has been concluded. We are live for qualifying here in iCar from the Talladega Super Speedway. One lap for pole position. Who's going to be starting on pole first for tonight? As down the front straightaway goes that number 30 machine. That is Elkwich. And they got the number 39, that's Elliot Fortner. The number 16, that is Braden Hunsicker through 1 and 2. So, of course, just one lap to do it, usually 2. But, of course, it's a bit of a change here for the super speedways. As down the back straightaway goes that 88. And into 3 and 4 you'll go. Of course, this is Talladega Super Speedway for iCar. As down the front straightaway goes the 9, that is Bryce Benson, who will be starting on pole position tonight. The 96, that is Andrew Stacy. Make sure the stream's up real quick. There's the 96, that is... Alright. As down the front straightaway goes the 96 of Andrew Stacy, the line. So far, it's Cherry top of the board, Lindsay second, Smith P3. You got Chandler Hunsicker 1 and 3 and 4 and 5. On provisional pole, it is Richard Cherry in Talladega. Here's the 1. That is machine heading down the back straightaway. The 48 coming, that's Brandon Pfeiffer. And there's the 9 of Bryce Benton off. Here's the 13. That is Juan Cobbs Jr. in that number 13 Duolingo machine. Ford Mustang. Cameron Chandler backs it down. He's currently in 5th. If Cameron Chandler finishes 145 points ahead of second place, which currently is Matthew White tonight, he will become the season number 1 iCar Pro Series champion. But he has to do that tonight. You get 47 points for a victory. Bryce Benson to the top of the board. He's on provisional pole. Andrew Stacy now across the line. He's second. Front row taken by Benton and Stacy currently. Chandler's done. Here comes Juan Cobbs Jr. to the line. 18th driver to cross the start-finish line. Cobbs Jr. yet to put down a time for him. You still got a minute to go in qualifying. Juan Cobbs Jr., the only one on the racetrack currently. One notable one yet to go is Matt Grabin, 53. Of course, this is Talladega for the iCar Pro Series. Of course, the NASCAR iRacing FedEx Cup Series and Xfinity Series will be on track at Chicagoland the next 2 days. Through 3 and 4 goes Juan Cobbs Jr. in that number 13 Duolingo machine. Down the front straightaway he goes. Cobbs Jr. has been a pretty good, he's top 10 in the points standings currently here in iCar, so not a bad season for him. Across the line he goes, he backs it down. He's top of the board! On pole position, Juan Cobbs Jr. What a lap by the 13. He's on pole. Huge upset. What a lap by Juan Cobbs Jr. on pole position in Talladega. And that will do it. The 13 will be starting P1. As we welcome you live to iCar, season number 1. It's the Pro Series from the Talladega Super Speedway. Here we go. This one should be interesting. This is the track everyone fears. This is Talladega, Alabama. As we welcome you live to the front straightaway, let's go through your starting grid. On pole position, a massive upset. Juan Cobbs Jr. 2 is outside. Going to be Bryce Benson in the 9. Row number 2 will consist of Andrew Stacy and Richard Cherry. Then you got Payson, Lindsay, Smith, Chandler, Hunsicker, Fortner, and Ashton Miller rounding at your top 10. You can take a look at the rest of your top 10 or top 20 on the left side of your screen. 20 ARCA Menard Series cars ready to go to the green flag. And here we go from Talladega Superspeedway. Once again, like I mentioned earlier, Cameron Chandler has to finish at least 145, I should say, points above Matthew White to be crowned your season #1 iCar champion. Make sure of that real quick. .145 points. He's got to be above. All right, here we go. 40 laps, iCar Talladega. No halfway break. This is for it all. We welcome you live to the cars rolling off the grid. This is Talladega. Through 1 and 2 they go. Relatively short race tonight. Only 40 laps around this Talladega Superspeedway as they roll through 1 and 2. Can Cameron Chandler win a iCar championship tonight? This is Talladega. It's the track everybody fears. We are ready to go here tonight. Cars roll down the back straightaway with 1 to go to the green flag. Juan Cobbs Jr. Absolutely massive upset for pole position tonight. He'll be starting P1. And of course, to his outside, Bryce Benton. We know how much he wants to go to victory lane here in iCar. The driver with the most wins this season is Cameron Chandler, currently with 6. Can he score his 7th win and first iCar championship tonight? We'll have to see. This is one of the biggest races of the season. This is Talladega. Here we go through 3 and 4. Ready to head to the green flag. Ford, Chevrolet, row number 1. Chevrolet, Toyota, row number 2. 20 cars ready to take on Talladega Superspeedway. Here we come. Pace car comes down pit road. Cobbs Jr., Benton on the front row. To the green flag they go. We are racing from the Talladega Superspeedway. Oh, trouble! Cobbs goes around. 1 car spin into the outside wall. He goes with caution. Yellow flag will be out. Lap number 1. Your pole sitter goes around. We'll take a look at what happens. First caution flag of the night. Already, it all started. We can take a look at the 39. Big checkup. Oh, Chandler checks up. Then he gets hit by the 48 of Piper. He gets loose. He's able to save it. Got Benton momentum on the outside lane. You see Andrew Stacy on the bumper. Oh, yeah, just gets that 13 to Cobbs Jr. sideways. And Cobbs will go around on the opening lap here in Talladega. Let's ride along with Juan Cobbs Jr. to see what he saw. Up to speed. Opening lap. Of course, you haven't really been in a big pack all day long, especially, oh, yeah, just nothing could have done there. Gets turned and makes minimal contact with the outside wall, but unfortunate. Cobbs will fall to last place after starting from pole position. TV welcoming you live to the first caution flag of the night here from Talladega. All right. Bryce Benson, your current leader. We, of course, as they will come back through here. Early caution flag, lap number 1 here from Talladega Superspeedway. Something we really didn't expect early on here. All right. So I don't think anyone's going to pit up front. We'll see if actually we got a couple cars coming down here. And he got 2 notable ones. Your top 2 in points, Matthew White and Cameron Chandler. And then you got Richard Cherry. These are the drivers that have the 3 most wins of the year. So I don't know what I was saying with nobody coming to pit road. Obviously, cars are, as they will roll off. There's Chandler in the 8. There's Matthew White. Here's Cobbs Jr. in the 13. Of course, if Cameron Chandler has a 145-point lead or more after tonight at Talladega Superspeedway, as Matt Grapp's currently on pit road as well. There's your pole sitter, Cobbs Jr. after hitting the wall on pit road, bringing up the first caution flag of the night. We will, of course, have a new iCar champion, which will be Cameron Chandler if he does it. All right, welcoming you live into the first caution flag of the night here from the Talladega Superspeedway. Of course, all cars still running on the racetrack. We look back there as Connor Asbell in the 72. There's the 31. Heading down the back straightaway, you also got the 1. 30 of Elkwich. There's the 25 machine. Baptized. All right, so as they roll their way down the back straightaway, opening caution flag of the night. Of course, there are automatic cautions on. You can ask Cameron Chandler why that's on. I don't really know why. It's kind of stupid in my opinion, but automatic cautions are on here in iCar. The NASCAR iRacing FedEx League, they are not, so that's a different thing we have. As they roll through here once again. Choose cone is also it's also going to be in effect down the front straightaway like it usually is. As we will come to the choose this time by. Choose isn't really as important at Talladega than other tracks, due to, of course, the fact of being a super speedway. Inside, you're usually going to see that's what usually leaders will take, I would assume, in other cars as well, at least. I mean, all right, so here we go, coming to the choose here from Talladega. Bryce Benson, your leader, should, I would assume, see him take the inside lane. Stacey, you got 4 cars going to follow in the inside. That'll give Ashton Miller the outside lane and move up him and his teammate Connor Asbell up multiple rows. So I'm kind of very surprised by that. I know the inside is good, but I didn't really expect it to be that good. All right. As they roll their way down through here. The green flag this time by as they roll their way down the back straightaway. So, of course, early caution flag, it was just for a single car spin. In FedEx, that would usually not be a caution flag. But Cameron Chandler rules, so, you know, God only knows what's going to happen tonight. Okay, here we go once again from Talladega. Just about ready to come back to the green flag. We'll see how many laps we can kind of get in a run. Working the first caution flag of the night from the Talladega Superspeedway. still all 20 cars left running. Juan Cobbs Jr. will fall to the rear of the field. We'll be restarting on lap 5. It's Bryce Benton on the front row with Ashton Miller. Here we go, ready to take the green flag yet again from Talladega. We are back underway from Talladega, Alabama. Benton already clear on the outside of Ashton Miller, but Miller will pull back outside, and he's still side by side with the 9 through 1 and 2. Big push around the outside lane from his teammate Connor Asbell. He gets there, gets the 79 a bit loose as they push up to the outside through 1 and 2. And down to the back straightaway here from Talladega Superspeedway. You gotta be careful with these pushes, especially in this ARCA car. They definitely could get interesting. And the caution's out again. What is it? It's Cheery around with the 30 of Elkwich. 2-car crash on the back straightaway. Let's take a look at what happens to bring out now the second caution flag of the night. So Elkwich running there, he gets a big run. Oh, it started with Cheery just getting turned, and then Elkwich with nowhere to go. Oh, that's a hard shot into the outside wall. The inside wall, I should say. Let's take a look, another look from our blimp. Or hang on. Elkwich, so, oh yeah, they stacked up there. Chandler, and then the 25, and then the 29 got turned. 99, Lindsay made contact hard into the wall, goes Elkwich. I think that's probably going to be day over for him, unfortunately. Early caution chaos here in Talladega already. And I'm probably going to take out one car with it. Riding along with Elkwich. Yeah, just another big stack up there on the outside lane. And yet nowhere for him to go. Just gets almost had it saved as well. Oh, big shot to that wall. He's had a tough season. I believe he has retired from this race. Don't think that thing's going to be rolling anymore. All right, Ashton Miller took the lead. Because and Bryce Benton, who was on the lead last time, actually going to fall all the way back to the to 4th, which would be on the outside lane. So outside lane, really after that first choose, doesn't seem too bad anymore, to be honest. Because ultimately, that really worked out for teammates Connor Asbell and Ashton Miller. I don't know if it's just because they were teammates or whatever, but definitely wasn't the worst thing for them. They'll come to the choose. Now they're going to both pick the inside lane. Hunsaker's going to go low. Benton will now be awarded the front row. I'm honestly surprised more drivers aren't electing to actually, is because a couple of cars still pitting back here. Coming on one to go. Yeah, I'm definitely kind of surprised that more drivers aren't electing to choose the outside lane, because it didn't really work out too badly for teammates Asbell and Chandler, or I should say Asbell and Miller. Let's try this again from the Talladega Superspeedway. Two caution flags in a row. And we will try to bring them back to the green flag now. Hopefully for good. All right. Let's try this one again. Of course, only a 40-lap race already on lap number 7. It's been kind of a caution-filled race, though, to be honest. All right, ready to come back to the green flag in Talladega. Back underway. Get away cleanly this time for the most part. Not already single file down the bottom lane, led by Ashton Miller and his teammate Connor Asbell on his bumper. Then he got third place, 16 to Braden Hunsicker. They make their way down the front straight. Shove down in the 1 and 2. Coming to lap 9. So, of course, no guaranteed cautions here. Talladega is now. Braden Hunsicker going to push out of line. On that outside lane, you got 48. Piper coming with him. Big shove there. 31. Oh, he's trying to find a place in line in front of the 39. Hunsicker back around the outside lane. Down the front stretch they go from the Talladega Superspeedway. Oh, trouble! Miller goes around. If we can actually get to him, there he is going around. He's got into the wall. There's no caution so far out. We stay green here in Talladega. Brandon Piper will take the lead as they head down the back straightaway. Pulling out a line is Andrew Stacy. You got Hunsicker going with him. There's the 72 of Connor Asbell around the outside as well. Here's Hunsicker now for the lead. To the inside he goes. Braden Hunsicker down to the bottom of the lane. He is there. Once again, now kind of single flash. You can see Cameron Chandler pulling out a line. 3 wide once more down this front straightaway. Almost contact being made with the 48 of Piper and the 72. That is Connor Asbell. We're only coming back to 30 to go in Talladega. Relatively short late race, like we mentioned. 3 wide further back. 35 up to the outside lane. 96 Vander Stacy involved up there as well. Miller has gotten back going as he saw. Oh, nearly trouble. 96 of Stacy to the outside. Almost got turned that thing turned around. You get the 18 of Matthew White down there as well. Two by two as they head down the front straightaway once again, coming to the trial. Through 1 and 2 they go at Talladega. Maybe for now at least. They're starting to get a little more organized. You got Hunsicker now with the 72 of Asbell on his bumper. The 99 of Lindsay back there loose. The 88 help from him. Contact throughout the pack. As they hit nearly pulling out the line. There's the 96 of Andrew Stacy, the 45 there as well. Still early days for the most part here from Talladega. So we got a car. That's Cameron Chandler getting a little bit shuffled out of line. And then we look back here. Here's this 4-car group led by the 33 of Jacob Calero in 14th. And you got Ramon, Matt Grab, Juan Combs Jr., this 20 on a Cherry all by himself. Ashton Miller, of course, running with damage. And then here's your leader, Braden Hunsicker, heading down the front straightaway. They go 3 wide, nearly behind him. Hunsicker leading that bottom lane. He's got Connor Asbell there to help with him. Starting to get a little bit dicey back there. They're still 3 wide. Look at that second group. There's the 35 getting pushed out of line. They're now back to 2x2 action. See momentum coming. Here comes the 99 of Payson Lindsay, looking to take the lead around the outside of Braden Hunsicker. He's there. Battle for the lead in Talladega. Got a big push. He's got help from Baptized. He's to the lead. Oh, Lindsay is completely sideways. He will hang on to it somehow. That thing was tracking completely sideways. Now momentum lost from the middle lane. There's going to have to be an outside lane starting the fourth fight with Piper and Elliott Portner. 3 wide for the back. Oh, trouble! In the wall they go. The 31's involved. Piper's in the wall. Portner spins. The 96 of Stacy's involved. Asbell and Matthew White going down to the inside lane. Caution's going to come out for the 3rd time tonight in Talladega. Let's take a look at what happened to bring out the yellow flag yet again. Crash at the front of the field. So, Piper just turns Fortner into the 31. Oh, look at the airtime Piper got as they wreck here down front straightaway. Andrew Stacy, I believe, got a bit of a piece of it. Fortunate for him. Watch Stacy just gets turned, and he's right in the path and gets turned. Actually, Connor Asbell as well got a little bit of a piece of it. Looks like he came away without really any damage. Let's ride along Brandon Pfeiffer in the 48 down this front straightaway and see what he saw. You just misjudged it, turns him around and got some airtime as well. All right, we'll see if the leaders begin to maybe come down pit road here. There they are, heading. There's a car on pit road. And now your leader is going to be Payson Lindsay. He's currently being scored the leader of the race. So we will see who comes down pit road here to see if maybe any of your leaders come to pit. I believe you should be good on fuel, I'm imagining. Elkwich will come over here to come to the line. All right. Here they come. Leaders are pitting. So we're going to see who takes tires. This obviously we'll get to through the end of the race. If anybody actually likes to take tires, I might see some fuel-only stops. It looks like fuel only for the 25. He's going to actually, I think, win the race off pit road. Second's going to be 35 of Smith. Third is going to be Bryce Benton. Hunsicker, White now at P5. So they all roll off. Payson Lindsay from the lead is going to lose multiple spots back to 9th, now 10th. He's gonna not even roll off yet. There goes Chandler Calero. He's back to 13th, 14th now. Payson Lindsay having a long extended pit stop currently. And they're still on pit road. Welcoming you to nearly halfway in Talladega, currently on lap 17. Back live in just a couple of moments from the Talladega Superspeedway. All right, let's give us a couple moments. So, of course, on lap number 17, Payson Lindsay is going to fall, I believe, all the way back to 13th from all of that. Fortunate for him. Sorry. As, of course, still working the caution flag here from Talladega Superspeedway. Should be coming to the shoes in just a couple of moments. All right, here we go. Coming to the shoes at Talladega. Let's see what happens here in front of the field. So outside now being picked 35, 25 Baptiste. To the inside, going to go to 35 of Smith. That's a quick choose the inside lane. Actually, more cars choosing the outside lane than the prior times. A couple cars in a row choose the inside. So Elkwich is out of the race currently, I believe. Brandon Pfeiffer, maybe Elliott Fortner, both have retired as well. Elliott Fortner actually still on the track. Pfeiffer is done for the day, I think. All right. Still currently working the caution flag in Talladega. Be back live in just a couple of moments. Numbers look a little bit better, so of course we have that now. Basic looking numbers on the ticker at least, so that's definitely a plus. As they roll their way here down the back straightaway. All right, here we go, ready to come back to the restart. It'll be on lap number 19 in Talladega. All right, here we go once again from the Talladega Superspeedway. We'll be back underway on lap number 19. Only going to be about 22 to go already. So we are starting to close the laps down in this one as we head back to green. Good start from that 25 of Baptiste up to the outside lane. Unorganized start. They're nearly 3 and 4 wide behind him. The 25 tries to block. There's Smith falling back. Got a terrible restart. He's 4 wide as they head through 1 and 2. My goodness, absolute melee back there. The two drivers that started on the front row falling back already as they roll down this back straightaway. Braden Hunsaker now getting pushed from Matthew White. You have the aid of Cameron Chandler trying to win the iCar championship tonight. Will he be able to lock it up? We'll, of course, decide all that post-race because Cameron Chandler's point system is stupid. And you got to do it post-race. Everyone trying to get in the line up to the outside lane. You got door-to-door action for the race leaders who will come to officially halfway in Talladega. Only 21 to go. Matt Grab now to the outside lane. Connor Asma goes with him. 3 wide further back. Big run to the outside. Here comes Matt Grab for the race lead. 3 by 3 up front. About 4 or 5 lane seed. This is almost 4 wide action. There goes Calero. He's able to save it. Somehow, Matt Grab still in the middle. Here comes Connor Asbell. A huge shove by Smith. Connor Asbell back to the race lead. Everybody trying to get dicey back there. They're still 3 wide further back. Sorry about that. Back to 2 by 2. Matt Grab looking to pull out to the outside. Oh, got a car getting loose. That's Smith. Calero gets a big block put on him, and they all the way block each other up to the outside lane once again. again, running back to the rear bumper of the 72 of Connor Asbell. There goes the 35 to the outside. McGrath has help. He's going with him. Payson Lindsay, third car on the outside lane. Andrew Stacy gets pushed out of line slightly. Now he's got Calero on his bumper. Action at the front of the field, very, very tight here from Talladega. Where is Braden Hunsaker going to go? He's got the 18 of Matthew White going with him. Oh, Andrew Stacy, contact made with Payson Lindsay. They're still 3 wide. Action at the front of the field is absolutely chaotic here from the Talladega Superspeedway, coming on 19 to go this time by. Look at this, 3 wide racing. Really getting intense up front. And there's also a battle of lead side by side with Connor Asbell and Matthew White. White in that Toyota, big run. He's got Cameron Chandler on his bumper. Payson Lindsay, third car in line. 3 wide action once again. Look at this mess down the back straightaway. Everybody getting runs all around each other. Nobody can really find out where to take him. There goes Lindsay to the inside lane. Got the 25 of Smith going with him. Through turns 3 and 4. Big run. Back low for Payson Lindsay. This big 2.66 mile Talladega Superspeedway providing absolutely incredible action at the front of the field. Once again, Chandler to the outside lane, pushing on Matthew White. Bryce Benton! Oh, he almost cleared himself. Now he's going to be 3 wide. He's falling back. Nearly made contact with both Asbell and 99 of Payson Lindsay. I believe he's able to actually somehow able to save that thing. That was nearly a big wreck at the front of the field. Luckily, they all keep it going, and we stay green. Here comes Chandler, once again outside of Matthew White. Cameron Chandler needs Matthew White to finish way back there, and he's probably going to win the race to lock up the title tonight. Oh, it's starting to get dicey. There is Connor Asbell back to the outside. Braden Hunsaker on his bumper as well. Of course, mathematically, to lock it up, he's got to be plus 145 on second place. A bit of a shove. He's coming back outside. Now going to be following in line with Connor Asbell. Coming to 16 to go. Driver's note time is starting to run a little bit short. Oh, look at Lindsay to the outside of his teammate. Now being split 3 wide is Chandler. Through the middle goes the 8. Not what he wanted to see. He will fall way back. Sherry's going to try to pick him up. There goes Lindsay. Turned around in front of Asbell. The wreck big time. Big one. On the back straightaway, multiple cars involved. It's the big one in Talladega. Bryce Benton, Cameron Chandler, Connor Asbell, Smith there. The 99 of Lindsay turned around. 10, 12 cars involved down the back straightaway at Talladega. There's the 88. He's all torn up. Hogan destroyed. Andrew Stacy destroyed. Hunsaker, I believe, has damage of 31. Not many cars, only maybe about 6, 7 are able to get away scot-free. Lindsay is tracking the completely wrong direction. Fourth caution of the night. Let's take a look how it happens. Payson Lindsay, the one that got turned around first. At the front of the field, that, of course, collected everybody else. Creates the big one at Talladega. So, momentum on the inside lane, 2 Toyotas. Oh, yeah, White just pushed him in a bad spot. And that gets him turned around. And that just all hell breaks loose pretty much on the back straightaway after that. Got half the field involved in that one. So let's run a little further back. Of course, Chandler was, I think he actually got lucky there. that he fell back. He got some damage. He was, of course, caught up in it, but really not as bad as... Oh, actually, yeah, I'm not... that was actually Bryce Benson. Gotta get a better look at that. Let's ride along with the 9 of Benson here. He is destroyed. He's definitely done, as he confirms it on the radio. With Bryce Benson. This is going to be the thing. Oh, yeah, just gets turned and then... Oh! Man, what a shot. Just gets hit once again, and yeah, he is done for the day. Let's ride along with Cameron Chandler in the 8 to see how he really... He didn't get through it completely clean, of course, but not as much damage as I think he would have had if he was up front. Ooh. Yeah, of course, got that. Does he keep it out of the way? Oh, no, he gets a good shot into the fence. That could be some engine damage. We'll have to wait and see. Not what the driver that leads the points wanted to see at all. Here we go. One more angle. Jason Lindsay. White just... Yeah, just turns him. I don't think Payson really expected that as they all pile up down in the back straightaway. Multiple cars involved. The big one, Talladega strikes with 15 to go. We got so many cars currently on pit road with damage repair. Payson Lindsay currently being scored. Oh my god, he is... Yeah, I don't really know why he didn't pit yet. Yeah, that thing's... seems being annoying with this connection. Here comes Chandler only rolling off P6. Here's the 79 of Ashton Miller. How did he repair that? Ashton Miller, my goodness. That caution kind of saved him. Remember, he got turned around, hit the wall head on. He's back up here inside of the top 10 now. All right, still yet to pit is Payson Lindsay. I don't really know what sure. I'm not really sure what he's doing. I'm just riding along here. Rolling off now is Juan Cobbs Jr. I believe your leaders are coming to choose this time by, I think basically it's the fail, honestly. Like, that thing is not. And Payson will, I believe, actually, I don't know, yeah, he can't. There's Connor Aswell rolling off pit road with big damage. Here they come, to the choose code. It'll be 12 to go when we come back to the restart here in Talladega. Picking outside is Matthew White now. Outside, as the runs have gone on, outside has been becoming more and more valuable. You remember early in the race, they were all choosing the inside lane. Top 4 all chose it. Really didn't work out too well for them, and then now everybody kind of working to choose the outside. All right. Jacob Calero on the inside of Matthew White. Of course, like we mentioned, Cameron Chandler still looking to win that championship tonight. If he can lock it up, it would be a big feat for the driver of the 8. Of course, season not even over after tonight. Not even, still a few more races to go. It's the last race of the season. We got Michigan next week, then Rockingham in the championship finale in Charlotte. But nothing really changes. If Cameron Chandler finishes top 5 these next few races, just at the very least, even top 10, they'll probably lock up the championship before Charlotte even rolls around. And of course, he has a chance to do that tonight. The driver with 6 wins on the year, looking for win number 7 tonight in Talladega. Of course, coming up tomorrow night is the NASCAR iRacing FedEx Xfinity Series from Chicagoland Speedway. That'll be, of course, live at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. You'll see your Xfinity Series stars on track in Chicagoland, the new stars of tomorrow in the NASCAR iRacing FedEx League. And, of course, the Cup Series will be on track on Thursday night for their 9th race of season number 4. Ready to get back racing here from Talladega. Of course, just going to be 12 laps to go. Lots and lots of cars with damage. Only about 15, 14 still running. Here we go. The big one strikes in Talladega, and it takes out a lot of strong contenders. Could we have an upset winner tonight? We got Jacob Calera on the inside lane. He has never won in both the NASCAR iRacing FedEx League and iCar. Back underway. Big push. Good restart by Matthew White and Ramon down on the outside as well. Through turns 1 and 2 they will go. And down to the back straightaway. Of course, we've seen all night long. Gotta be really careful with those pushes up front. Through 3 and 4, you got Ramon actually getting pushed out of the line up at the outside lane. Connor Aswell will retire from this race. He will actually be coming up to the broadcast booth in a couple of moments. Big run around the outside. Look at Cameron Chandler. He's got Ashton Miller going with him as well. What a push up to the high side, 3 by 3. You got the 35 of Smith. Oh, Andrew Stacy, hard to the wall, airborne around. No caution just yet. We are gonna actually stay green from that somehow. I don't really understand that. We got a caution for a single car crash, and we stay green from that. Coming just at 10 laps to go from the Talladega Superspeedway. As we welcome Connor Aswell live to the broadcast booth. 10 to go in Talladega. Of course, Connor, you get taken out, unfortunately. What happened to end your day?
So I looked back at the replay for a second. I thought Matthew kind of bumper hooked Payson, but 25 was the one to be pushing out of the corner, pushing Matthew into whatever his name is, into Payson, and all I saw was a 99 come across my screen.
Yeah, just a massive crash down the back straightaway. The big one from Talladega. Got 10, 12 cars involved. That only leaves now 12 drivers in the lead lap, only 10 in this main pack. And a lot of the drivers that are back there have damage as they head side by side. Look at Cameron Chandler back around the outside. Your points leader, and will now take the lead of the race in Talladega with just 9 to go.
Yeah, Cameron has been dominating in his own racing league. I know it seems a little, you know, hey, is there something going on? No, it's just pure skill. He absolutely loves these ARCA cars. And as you see, Jacob in second on the bottom, he's someone that we don't really notice too often, and maybe he can get a first-time win.
Jacob Calera, first full-time in the NASCAR iRacing FedEx Xfinity Series this season. He's had a pretty poor season, to say the least. Currently, I believe, sits bottom 25 in points. As they head back through 3 and 4, there's Matt Grab. Oh, a big shove. He'll now be in the outside lane with Cameron Chandler. Get the 35 Smith up there as well. Side by side, look at Jacob Calero back to the inside lane. Looking to take the race lead. Coming 8 to go in Talladega.
Yeah, these drivers are going to be having to be really careful with this pushing. I was even testing that out in the middle of the race and accidentally killed my teammate. But there's like a certain area, if you hit, you'll just turn them immediately. I don't know why, but it's just like that. And as you see, 35's bumper hooking Matt Grab, but they seem to situate that out.
We've seen that a couple times. Look at the 35 Smith completely loose down the back straightaway. And here comes Matt Grab to the bottom with Cameron Chandler.
Yeah, Matt Grab been slowly creeping to the front. I was in a VC with him during the whole race, and he kind of backed out when he felt necessary, and he really knows how to get up front towards the end of these things because, man, he's just on a roll with high place finishes.
Yeah, Matt Grab very good at these super speedway races. As now, oh, that's a block failed by Cameron Chandler. But luckily, Matthew White's going to go with him. That kind of stack up that lane. Hunsaker's going to go to the outside. They're going to make sure they avoid a big stack up. Hunsaker will go with Blair. There's Cherry up to the outside as well, the 31 of Blair.
Yeah, and Braden Hunsicker pulls into the bottom in front of our pole sitter, Juan Cobbs Jr. as he almost got turned.
Cobbs 3 wide down to the inside lane. He will fall back in line. Matt Grab now leading the outside lane, help from Ashton Miller. He'll have the aid of Chandler blocking high. There goes Matt Grab, looking for the lead in Talladega. Here he comes, bottom of Chandler.
Cameron Chandler out to dry. He's going to get back into line, though. Now single file throughout the whole pack. These drivers are going to make up runs, and I think Cameron Chandler and Matthew White will have something for the top 3 leaders.
Coming at 6 to go. There goes Chandler. Back around the outside. Yeah, like you said, Connor, they're coming with a run. Here they come, trying to side draft. Side by side, you got Calera up to the outside as well.
Yeah, coming to 5 to go. These moves are going to get more and more aggressive. The blockings are going to be more aggressive. The pushings are going to be like no other, and wrecks are going to be like no other. Pushing in these cars is not good, and we've already seen it today. It's just going to cause some very horrible wrecks.
Chandler on Matthew White nearly had his bumper there as they come to 5 to go this time by. Of course, like we mentioned all night long, Cameron Chandler has to finish at least 145 ahead of second place, which currently is Matthew White. To win the championship tonight, if Matthew finishes second today, I don't think it's going to happen. White has to fall back.
Yeah, definitely. We saw a little bit of a stack up towards the rear end of the pack, I believe, with Jacob just kind of trying to get back in line, stacked up a couple of these guys, spread them out. So no runs are going to be formed just yet with less than 5 to go, but guaranteed we're going to start amping up that moves in like all together.
Chandler has 6 wins this iCar season, looking for win number 7 on the year. He's been absolutely dominant all season long. Has a big points lead as well, looking to even lock up the title tonight, if not next week in Michigan.
Indeed. Some people would say Cameron Chandler is a Max Verstappen of this league, but it just goes to show how dominant he is in these cars. Even at super speedways, he's always up front. It's just, he's that good. No one can beat him, and he's always there at the right times.
Yeah, and then driver back there, the 18 of Matthew White, hasn't been, of course, the top tier driver. He's been second all season, I feel like, to Cameron Chandler in iCar. But in the NASCAR Racing FedEx League, he has been, of course, the dominant driver there. You look Claire bound to the inside as well. There's Juan Cobbs Jr. and Smith starting to get momentum around the outside. Coming to 3 to go this time by.
Yeah, Juan trying to keep one-on-one by winning the pole and winning the race. He's just going to need to have more help from that, as the top lane comes with Braden Hunsicker and Richard Cherry.
They know they have to go now if they want to try to win this race. Only 3 to go in Talladega. Shockingly, Ashton Miller not going to drop up to the outside lane. I thought he was going to do it. Matt Grab, I would assume, was trying to make something work on the high side. He's been aggressive all night long. Where he's not going to go. I'm actually shocked by that.
Yeah, patience seems for the 53, which is weird to say, especially with 3 to go, but sometimes those moves are not worth it.
Chandler going to block high in front of Hunsicker. He'll leave Matthew White low side, leading the bottom. Chandler getting a push from that 16, and they might clear up White, and they will. Cherry as well. White being kind of losing momentum as they'll come to 2 to go, this time by from Talladega.
Side draft in these cars are very, very strong. So definitely that inside lane has the poorness of losing momentum if someone leaves it. As we see the top 3, Cameron, Braden, and Cherry alongside the 35, and I believe the 16, right?
31, we got a lap car pace and Lindsay in the way. Ahead of the mirrors, the 31 to the outside. He gets loose. He got the 35 Smith trying to find his place in line. He got Richard Cherry in the bottom as well. But look at that outside lane. They're going to have momentum. You got Pace and Lindsay. Okay.
Oh, gosh.
Coming to the white flag this time by 31 is completely sideways. Chandler leading the field as they head back down through the tri-oval. Coming to 1 to go. Time to send them off in Talladega. Final lap is underway. 1 to go.
Who's gonna come with the moves? I mean, you can't Stick behind Chandler. Oh, here comes White to the outside with Matt grab. Braden's probably going to fall up there, and Cameron's going to try to block.
They're going to have big momentum heading down this back straightaway. Hunsicker knows that. He'll try to go to the outside lane, but Chandler maybe going to block with him. Smith is loose. Chandler blocks. Now you got Hunsicker on the bottom. He's got no momentum, though. Cherry's going to get to his bumper. White's pushing Chandler through 3 and 4.
Matt grab settles at P3 as he's going to push White to the outside of Cameron.
Here comes Matthew White. Big shove from Matt Grab. Grab gonna try to pull out a line. He's there. They're side by side. Here they come, wrecking through the tri-oval. Side by side. Gonna be a photo finish. They door slam at the line. Matthew White. What a finish. Matthew White is gonna keep his championship hopes alive. He wins in Talladega.
And Cameron Chandler finished P5. Juan Cobbs Jr. comes with a P4.
Matthew White, what a finish in Talladega. Photo finish with White and Grab. He's gonna burn it down on the back straightaway. You usually don't really see that.
What a race. Started off very chaotic and went clean.
My goodness, that was one hell of a show here from the Talladega Superspeedway. We hope you enjoyed. Matthew White wins in Talladega. He's got Matt Grab to come to congratulate him. They door slammed down the front straightaway. And White's going to blow his motor.
Man, what's up with Matthew White and photo finishes?
Yeah, I don't know. So, Pace and Lindsay. Oh, okay.
Ooh. Oh, here comes Cameron.
Oh. And Cameron Chandler will not be able to lock up the championship tonight. If he finished first and Matthew finished, like, if roles were reversed, I think that he would have actually been able to do it. But technically, Matthew White, with this win, is going to be able to keep his championship hopes alive. So.
Yeah.
And he, I think he vastly, or not that much, but I think he's going to actually cut into his championship lead a pretty, an okay margin. Not a lot. I don't think it's going to be really enough at the end. I think Chandler still pretty much has this one won.
I mean, next up is Michigan, Rockingham, then Charlotte. Michigan's going to be another one of those tracks where it's kind of going to be like a super speedway. Anything can happen.
That was one hell of a race, though. Cameron Chandler is going to have to wait maybe one more week to lock up his championship next week on Tuesday in Michigan. All right, post-race interviews coming up here from the Talladega Superspeedway. We hope you enjoyed. What a finish it was. Let's actually take one more look at it with Matthew White and others. So what a finish. Here they come side by side down at the front straightaway. And that's how close it is. Across the line. And that was the margin of victory here from Talladega Superspeedway. About not even half a car length, I would say.
It looked like it was going to be closer.
Yeah, I think White got one more good side draft off him, and then one more good door slam, I should say, off of him. And that really just kind of sealed it. They, of course, started wrecking as well. Let's watch here. I believe Cherry, Miller, a couple others involved.
Oh, don't worry. You didn't miss a flip this time.
Thank God. Yeah, they're just aggressive pushing in the final lap of Talladega, and then they finally all just come together. Oh, Chandler tried to block, and then there goes Cherry. And they spin down to the inside. That was the first wreck. They go through the grass. Luckily, we don't have a Cup or Xfinity race here in Talladega, so the grounds crews shouldn't be working too hard over this. Oh my God!
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we missed that. Okay. So, anyways, let's take a look at how the second wreck actually kind of happens with, I believe, the 31 and then the 8 of Chandler. Tries to dump Chandler, then they finally crash. And Chris Miller. Whoa! It's right along with Ashton Miller through this crash. Well, post-race interview is coming up in just a minute. Of course, he spins out that first time. Actually kept it going in the right direction at the end. Then he wrecked ahead of them again. He ultimately finishes in 8th, and then after the check, it's like, whoa! Bit of a, I don't know what you call that. Bit of a hop for camera change. Oh, right into the wall. But anyways, that'll do it in Talladega. Post-race interviews coming up. You can take a look at the results on the left side of your screen. What a finish. What a day from the Talladega Superspeedway. And we'll have interviews coming up. We'll see if Matthew White wants to do one. Of course, your winner. All right. I'm going to give him about 30 seconds if he doesn't. But yeah, Connor, very, very interesting race here from Talladega. Definitely a insane one all around, and photo finish there at the end. Just give me some of your thoughts. Of course, you're in half this race as well. As I don't think my Discord mic's working. Great. All right. Connor, can you hear me? No, we can't. Okay. That's just perfect. The amount of technical difficulties I feel like we've been having lately is actually unbelievable. I mean, my goodness. Don't really, okay, it's just not working at all now. That's nice. Perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. All right, I think it's not working. Is it working now? I don't know. I don't think it's working. Okay. Connor, can you hear? No, he can't. Okay, it's not working. Really don't understand what's going on. We may just have to have Connor do these interviews because Discord's being dumb. Apologize for this. I don't really know what's going on, but Matthew White's going to be your first one coming up for an interview. Obviously, it's working for OBS, but whatever. Let me try this again, because apparently Connor has the same issue. This one's not working either. Okay. Alright, so me and Connor are having the exact same issue. For some reason. That one can... Okay, that one doesn't work either. Apologize for this. Alright, well, I think we're back live here. Unfortunately, because of technical difficulties, we will not be able to get interviews for you guys tonight. So, apologize for that. Don't really understand what's going on with Discord, but whatever. We actually, this is actually working. Okay, we might do it this way. This is a bit of a bootleg way to do it. This is the way I actually used to do it. But let's just see if this actually works. Actually, interviews have been canceled. All right, so apologize for that. Don't really understand. It's me and Connor are having the exact same issue. So I don't really understand what's going on with Discord. But anyways, that'll do it here tonight. We hope you enjoyed the iCar race from the Talladega Super Speedway. On behalf of all drivers, commentators, officials, team owners, whatever. Thank you for watching. We will see you in the NASCAR iRacing FedEx Xfinity Series tomorrow night from Talladega for Chicagoland Speedway for their race, and that'll do it here tonight from Talladega. We hope you enjoyed. Good night from Talladega Super Speedway. We'll see you in Chicago.